Hey guys, Peter Colorado here at 630. Does your new e-trike feel too big or too fast? Let's talk about it a little bit. All right guys, Peter Colorado here at 630. I want you guys to get out and enjoy your e-tricycle. This one is a 26-inch, which a lot of people love. It also has a nice low step through, so you can just step right over like this to get onto the bicycle. We've also made it with a large cushy seat and some large wide handlebars. So these may be some features that you haven't been familiar with for a while. Maybe you haven't been on a bicycle in a while. Maybe it's been a long time since you've ridden something like this. So anyway, it's going to feel different. A lot of times we have some people who will call and say that the bike just feels too big and they think maybe they got the wrong size. However, for their actual body, for their legs, for their torso, for their height, they actually have the correct size, but it feels too big for them. This makes a lot of sense to me because it's like if you've ever rented like a U-Haul, and you get into that thing with the U-Haul trucks, it's the right size for what you need. It also fits on the road just fine, but it feels like it takes up 2 lanes and half of the sidewalk when you first start driving it. It feels very large and cumbersome, but then after a while you get completely used to it, and before you know it, you're parallel parking it. Well, I want you just to try the e-tricycle for a while if it feels a little bit large. Get used to it. You're going to be fine. You're not going to tip over. Obviously, it's a tricycle, so you can sit on it and you're safe. You're fine. If you need the brakes, they're right there for you. But start to get used to it. Feel it. Ride it for a week, maybe 2 weeks. It's gonna really grow on you, and you're gonna love it. It really is the right size for almost anybody who's between about 5'1" to maybe 6 feet or so. So there's a large range in there. For people under 5'1" or so, we do have 24-inch bikes, but we don't have a smaller tricycle. But we also have other videos about all ranges of people in different heights riding the tricycle, so you can check out and see what that looks like, okay? One thing we hear about sometimes, folks feel like the cruiser handlebars feel kind of large to them. Maybe they haven't tried a cruiser handlebar before, because a lot of bikes, maybe when you were younger or had some other type of bicycle, a hybrid or a mountain bike or a road bike, your hands are in a little closer. This is going to be a wider grip. It's more open and more relaxed. Also feels maybe a little strange when you first start steering it, right? Don't worry, you'll get completely used to that. After 2 weeks it really isn't the right thing for you. That's all right. You can find some other situation, or you can even change out the handlebars. That would take a little bit of doing, but it can be done. But the main thing about the bike feeling too big is usually more one of perception than anything else, and just getting used to it. However, there are times when it's just not the right bike. Everybody's different. Sometimes people have like the right height, but their inseam is quite short, or maybe your arms are also shorter, and it just doesn't feel right to you. So obviously that happens. But I would say give it a week or two. Let it settle in, get used to it. Same thing for the speed, okay? This isn't a regular bike. It's not under your power. You have more power now. This is a 250 watt, which is about as low as you can go, and it's really the speed that we think is great for most people who are going to ride one of our tricycles. I think that we are going to make one that's more powerful. I really don't think it's necessary for a tricycle unless you have some very steeper hills, or maybe if you're a heavier rider, then it might take some more power. But in terms of speed and acceleration, I think this is perfect. This is exactly what most riders are going to want. However, even though this is, 250 is basically as low as you go with the voltage on an e-tricycle, or sorry, that's the 36 volts is for the battery. The 250 watt for the motor is about the start. Okay, still for a lot of folks that feels like, wow, it feels like a lot of acceleration first off, especially on that first go. You're going to be surprised. You might feel like it's just taking off without you like a rocket, okay? But it really is just something that you need to get used to in most cases. Again, for some folks, not the right fit. That's quite all right. We understand